Maybe. What's up, you guys? David Fox here, the Black Belt Realtor, with another episode of the Keeping It Real Estate Podcast. And we have my broker, Jordan Bobbitt. Jordan, how we doing today, my man?
Doing good.
And Jerry Bobbitt, associate broker. How we doing, brother?
Good.
And special guest Richard Taylor is going to be on. I'm just playing. All right, so we got a lot to talk about. We actually have a lot to talk about. I kind of want to go into. Let's save the wholesaling news for a little bit later in. But we're going to be covering several things this episode. Craziest stories from real estate stories. Could be from clients' standpoint, seller, buyer, agent. Some of these are ours. Some will be obviously online, not ours. And then we're going to go into the big change coming to the association in Michigan, which will effectively ban wholesaling. Well, it won't be. Excuse me. It won't ban wholesaling of properties, but it will effectively. It will dramatically cut the operations of of predatory wholesalers. People who buy a house, have no interest in staying in the house, and then they just assign the paper and make a profit and take advantage of
grandma.
Yeah, grandpa in the house. So let's get into first off. Before we get into our craziest stories, you guys have any tales from the trenches? What's going on with your clients this week? Anything going? I got one. Jordan, looked like you got.
I was gonna say it's not necessarily bad news, but I had a vacant land that I put up. I didn't see.
Look, I know I'm not gonna say tactics. I know why we don't put addresses, but I was like, where the frick is this? But don't make me go in the MLS, dude. Just where's the?
No, I put the link in there, so if you click the link,
in the comment. Yeah. Okay, all right. So where's it at?
So it's on Ware Road in Belleville. It's 5 acres.
Roy. Okay. Yeah.
No, Ware.
Ware Road. Yeah.
It's right off of Sumter.
I know right where that's.
Yeah, it's right off of Sumter. Yeah. But it's 5 acres, has a pole barn already on it, the 100 amp
electrical hookup
already hooked up.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
It's him,
Is it not a pole barn? Is it like
it's a pole barn.
Is it a sorry excuse of a pole barn?
No, it's a pole barn.
Nope, it's pole barn.
Oh,
he's got that thing beefed up. There's AC in it. Well,
is there not? Is it what am I reading? Whose property is this? Let's start there.
It's a friend of mine's.
Okay, all right.
He's a Jits guy.
Yeah, he does.
Is he? Okay.
But no, I mean, it's got a nice big front area already cleared out, so you don't have to worry about doing any of that. But I had so many phone calls.
What's the price?
$120.
Okay, yeah, 5 acres.
And it's in an area
I miss the days when land was cheaper.
He bought it for $30,000 back in I think 13, 14. He said he's had it for 11 years. So yeah.
He bought it for $2,000 to $3,000 an acre, and now it's 20 years. That's
for buildable.
That's tough, dude. That's so tough. That's so tough to swallow.
And not even that. We had, like I said, multiple offers in a day for vacant land. No, I mean we priced it pretty aggressively because we wanted it sold, and
that's still Wayne County though, right?
Yeah, still Wayne County. But I mean, like I said, it was Sunday evening at 6:30, 7 p.m. I put it up, and I'm thinking, I'll get something by the weekend. And then, Monday comes around, and it's 10 o'clock, and I've already gotten 3 calls, 2 from agents and 1 from a buyer who doesn't even have an agent yet. So I'm like, what in the world? And before the end of the day, I had 2 offers.
Can I ask a transparent question on so when you have you had multiple offers from represented buyers?
Yep.
And then you had an unrepresented buyer.
But they didn't even see it. And they were just calling and asking questions. I mean, like I said, I had a lot of activity. I wasn't worried about that.
Get out.
Well, that's why. Yeah.
Go get an agent and come back.
Well, I was trying to be there. Hey, you want me to come show it to you? They're like, I told them, I said, hey, I've got offers, and you wanted to see it, but you want to come see it later on this week. So if you want to come see it, today's got to be the day.
People don't understand that. They
think you're blowing smoke.
They think we're trying to sell something, and I'm at the point, man. The market will teach you. The market will teach you.
Give them 2, 3, 4 times because somebody's got harder heads than other 5 times.
Yeah.
And they understand. Oh, they're not lying.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. Just lose out on a house, right?
Yeah.
Lose out on a house. Lose out. Now, what are some things someone should look for when looking at land. You know, like one thing
Paved road.
I learned what you said, paved road.
Paved
He said
road.
paved road.
Paved road. If you've never lived on an unpaved road,
I've never lived off of, but I've lived in between dirt roads. Like so,
And what is your car?
Huh?
your car.
Yeah, no, dude, you can't drive anything you respect.
Exactly.
Like you can't drive a respectable your car.
Oh no! Oh no!
Your Corvette.
No.
Down. Where was I showing this? There was this road.
I don't even
in-
like taking my Cadillac down.
There was this road in.
Unpaved roads.
It was well. It wasn't because so dirt. There's dirt roads and then there's dirt roads.
Yeah,
This,
right.
this,
Yeah.
this one was.
It was
It,
Gretchen.
it,
It was
was.
Gretchen's.
It was my truck, which I don't really. You know, it's an '05 F-150. Like it's kind of a beater.
Stop.
I was
Kind of.
kind of.
I say kind of because I mean everything's been replaced on it, but I was going 9 miles an hour down that road.
And I bet it was clunking.
Because and it was ba 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 ba, and it like it looked like if you took bubble wrap and just peeled the backside off and flipped
Yeah.
it upside down, and
Oh,
like
okay.
that's how holy this road was.
Yeah.
And I you know. And I'm like, that would be because dirt road, get a car wash. I don't care, but that'll destroy
Yeah.
your car. Like
So
that'll. What's the damage to your car now on that? And you can't even drive. And snow in the wintertime, dude, get out. Get
No.
out.
So it's a dirt road. So that's
dirt road. Dirt
Oh,
road.
all that being said, it is a dirt road. Is it a good dirt road though? Where road?
I went around the same speed you did, I'll say.
Oh, that's rough.
But dirt road, utilities, water, make sure that those things are there
Yeah.
because those will devalue the property. If you don't have gas, you don't have electric, you don't have water, you don't have a paved road, those are going to diminish the value. Huge.
Which that's one reason why this one was a little bit positive because it already had the cleared land for somebody to build on. So you don't have to worry about going and knocking down trees. The electrical is already hooked up, so you don't have to worry about that. There's water at the street, so you can easily hook up to water once you start building. So I mean, he took care of the land. I mean, you had a trail going all the way back to which.
Is it huntable?
Yeah, he had a deer on his. Just the other day, he took a picture of it and sent it to me. He's like, "It's in my front yard." Took a picture of it.
and it has to perk. That's another thing.
That was I was just about to ask. Does it? Because a perk test was something I didn't even know existed. Right. Like so, and a perk is a percolation test, which says how much water can the soil
Yeah,
will
absorb.
hold. Can you build on it?
Yeah,
Is a
that's
perk
pretty much
test,
it.
right? Yeah.
You just dig a hole and literally watch it and look
Yeah.
at it.
So the good thing is there's buildable properties all around him.
That's funny.
So
It's I replaced. I a couple of my arborvitaes died. I replaced them and I dug the holes out, and it was legit holding water. I was like, that's weird, and it was just kind of draining. So I threw some gravel in, and it helped it drain. This is stuff you don't have to worry about if you rent. But like you learn. This goes back to our conversation last week. You learn things, right? I will say, being a homeowner has never been easier. Because go back, if I own a house in the 80s and something goes out with my water heater or whatever, what do I have to do? I have two options. I can call a professional and pay through the nose, or I have to actually have a conversation with you have to rub shoulders with someone who knows this. Hey, Jerry, I'm getting cold water. Like, I don't have hot water. Do you know anything about that? No, but I know, Jim Bob, whoever down the street. ChatGPT has solved a lot. Live video on ChatGPT is
Just yesterday, I'm over at my dad's house, and he has a weed whacker out, and he's wanting to replace the head on it, and he couldn't figure out how to take it off. And I'm looking, and I'm like, it can't twist off. I can't do this. I'm on ChatGPT.
yeah.
You have to line the head up on the bottom, and there's a little pinhole that lines up with another pinhole, and you just got to shove something in the pinhole
never know.
to hold it there
Yeah.
to twist it. And that was it.
Oh.
Never would have known.
Oh wow. Yeah. No, that's a huge thing.
Back in the day, you would have been like, just throw it away, buy a new one.
Yeah. So Tales from the Trenches. I mean, as I have my Kentucky buyer, she's got her neighbor's a lunatic, like a legitimate lunatic, and so she finally got sick of the for sale by owner, and I told her, I said, hire an agent, just hire an agent, like quit being cheap.
What's it worth?
What's it worth? I mean, I don't have access to any of the Kentucky comps, right? My best guess, she's probably 200.
Did you refer an agent?
She wants, yeah. So I tried to, but she knew she found someone, and she found someone she likes better. And so I tried to refer her to an agent.
I can call that agent that you like better.
Yeah, I know. So the agent that she's working with, though, says she wants 225. The seller wants 225. I think realistically, from what I can see, the house needs work. And I said, hey, I was like, I don't know. I was like, you can try. But the agent told her, oh, we'll get you your price as is, sign here. And then after they signed, she's like, oh, well, you need to paint, you need to do this if you want to get that price. So it's kind of a bait and switch thing. And so I'd rather be upfront and be like, hey, you got a lot of work to do. Like, if you're going to list it at that, be prepared. And you don't want to offer the money on the, or if you don't want to pay the money up front, say, hey, we're willing to offer concessions. I would put that in the list. I've seen that in the listings. We will offer concessions. We know it needs some paint and work or whatever. So I don't know what's going on there, dude. Like, and she's a sweet couple, but they just,
Guess you should have used your girl.
Yeah. Well, and how does that work then, right? And you and I had this. I was texting you about
referrals.
It. So not referrals. She had, because it was for sale by owner for a while, and she had. Effectively, the seller was the procuring cause for one of these. It ended up falling through, but for a prospective buyer, and if she's got a prospective buyer, on the property, and then signs with an agent,
Too late now.
It's too late.
Unless it's in the listing contract that Dave Fox is excluded from the commissions.
Okay.
All
right.
I typically would say, listen, if Dave wants the house, tell Dave to get off the pot.
Yeah. And that's exactly.
I'll give like a 2-week exclusion, because after 2 weeks, I've got marketing, I've got things, value into it. I've had pictures taken.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm not going to wait for 4 weeks for Dave to come back and be like, okay, now I want the house.
Yeah. After
now
you
cost
have
me
other
$500.
offers. Yeah. Well, and so she was pretty upset because she thought that she spent the agent's commission when she had a buyer. I was like, someone who wants to see that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Did you have a purchase agreement from her? Did you have an offer? No. Did you have a pre-approval letter from her? No. I was like, any Joe Schmo can come say, hey, I'm interested in your house and I want to move fast.
Yeah.
Freaking Richard Taylor can do that. So we've got. Let's get into some of the craziest stories. I was scrolling last night, and I saw this one. This is a little bit wild, and this is the beware of what you put on your public social media, because it may come back to, it may harm you in a real estate transaction. So let me see if I can. Hot water tank to replace Beth Baker Menard. You know who that is? Okay.
Hello, Beth.
That hot water tank to replace $2,000. That would be ours getting replaced.
$2,000.
What does that mean?
No.
Hot water tank to replace $2,000.
No.
That would be ours getting replaced. What is she saying? What is
message
what,
me later.
What are we saying?
Don't pay $2,000 for a hot water tank.
What are we saying?
I think she's saying.
Are you saying that you pay $2,000 or you're going to pay $2,000?
I think we pay. I want to say we had ours replaced a couple years back for somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500 was what I have in my head for. And
I can tell you,
he plumbed it.
I can tell you, contractors are definitely crazy.
Yeah.
For what they charge for a hot water tank. However, I do know a guy. If you are having hot water tank issues, Beth, text me. I'll send him over.
I want to say.
Bill's a good guy. Did you ever get a hold of Bill?
No, not yet. I need to. When you were like he's busy, I was like, dude, I don't need the I'll be there in 4 weeks thing. I know it's working around it, because good guys are busy, but
it's the price.
Yeah. Oh, is he good? Okay. All right. Well then,
he's worth the wait.
I'll give him a call then.
Yeah.
Do you have a tankless hot water?
No. I considered it.
I don't know if they're
but for the
worth it.
size of my house.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No.
I just saw that.
I think it's cool though for smaller houses.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
All right, let's screen. We're gonna screen share here. There we go. That's what I'm looking at. Fantastic. And is this going to come on?
Stalk the seller on social media, found their Facebook page and was like looking through it because that's what everybody does when they're buying and selling a house. Let's be honest. They saw about the water damage and all the water coming through and the $60,000 of repairs that it costs to fix this. And they're like, what the hell? They never told us any of this. This was not disclosed to us at all. The buyer went to go stalk the seller on social media, found their
That's a good loop. I didn't realize this video. They illegal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's it's the proving it. That's the hard part.
Well, in that case,
in this case, it's easy, right? But I mean, I can tell you 2 instances where we had a main coming from the house to the city line that was not disclosed. Nothing on the disclosure statements. We closed on the property, and literally like a week, the people were there, and it was just backing up into the house.
Oh.
And they called us, complained, and I'm like, there's nothing on a disclosure statement. All I can tell you, unfortunately, is you got to prove that they knew about it. Now, did they probably know about it? Yeah. I mean, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah, but you got to go to court. So she called a plumber, and the plumber goes, I was just out here like 3 weeks ago. I already told him it's going to be $9,000.
So do you have to now pull an affidavit? Do you have to subpoena that plumber then?
No, those new owners said, do you mind giving us your estimate? And he's like, oh, not a problem. Here it is. So he gave them the estimate that he gave them from like the month prior. They brought it into the office. I sent it over to those sellers, and those sellers kindly brought in a $9,000 check.
That I could listen to these stories all day, man. Like that is so crazy. Like what's
the most expensive one was a $25,000 check
for foundation?
Septic.
Septic, yeah.
They knew the septic field was bad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, so who was that? Who was the guy that sold my sister's house? I mean, I technically sold it, but the listing agent. Who's the talker? Oh man, I liked him. He told
Home
me,
inspector?
No. He's an agent. He is an agent. Dude, he told me everything. Like, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna tell you right now about this septic, and like, all right, and then there's something else, and I was like, okay, because it was stuff that was like the septic worked. Right, like septic, and they still, but it's just an old septic, and he's like, I don't know, and you probably they got a couple quotes. That's why the last buyers backed out, but it's probably like, and I'm like, and it was literally, it got to the point to where I wouldn't pick up his phone call if I didn't have 45 minutes to talk to him. You know him, like he knows you. He knows you well. I
can't remember. I remember you talking about it.
He's chatty, dude. He's real chatty. I like him a lot. He's just he's super chatty.
And so everybody knows home. I mean, like we were talking about septic fields.
Ignore. No, that's me.
Like,
uh-oh.
Yeah, right.
Oh, frick. Oh,
Michigan only, I mean, and I don't know about the surrounding counties, but Wayne County does not require any kind of septic field. Or, I'm sorry, Wayne County does require a septic field inspection. Monroe County does not. In most surrounding counties, it's hit and miss. Don't require any kind of inspections on the septic field, so.
We lost. There we go. It's back. Yeah.
Oh, so they didn't hear what I said?
Yeah. No, they heard you. They just didn't see you saying it.
Yeah.
So Monroe County
does not. And you have to remember,
Monroe
which is crazy because
a lot of
Monroe County has a lot of country.
Yeah, this was in Carlton, and it didn't require one.
So it's important. Make sure your septic field's in good working order.
They haven't mentioned. They haven't benchmarked. It's working right now, but they just know like down the road.
But just because it's working doesn't mean it's in good order.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing with Wayne County.
That's what I was going to say.
It'll still pass because it's in working order, but it could still have issues.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is Wayne County will actually pass it, but you're going to need a new septic within the next couple of years. It just passed. Well,
ironically, the moving in, the ejector pump went out. Like moving in, so that was our weekend. I was helping Tim and them move it, clean it out and everything. That was a poopy job.
I've had one seller kind of do what we were talking about earlier. They knew the basement leaked, and they knew exactly where it leaked and everything. They were moving down south somewhere. I can't remember where. They signed on like a Thursday, headed down because they needed to get down there by Friday to close on their next house. So they close Thursday. Buyers are signing Friday. Buyers do their walkthrough right before they're closing. It's pouring rain out, and I get a call from the buyer's agent. There's a trickle coming from the basement, and it's letting in so much water that you can just follow the stream to the drainage.
No.
And it's in 2 spots. And so the seller clearly knew about it. So call them, the seller. They're in the car still driving. And I said, hey, it's raining up here. And, the buyers just called and said they've got leaks in 2 spots. And he goes, I was really hoping it wasn't going to do that today. And I'm like,
Wow.
What?
So you knew about that? And I'm like, do you not remember when you were going over sales disclosures? And I said, is there any evidence of water in the basement? And you said no.
This is your
my
seller?
Oh. My seller. And I'm like, do you not remember when we had this conversation about is there water in the basement? Yes, no. And you check no. And you're like, yep, no, there's no water. He goes, well, it's hit or miss. So I didn't think it would be a problem. I was hoping it just didn't happen today. And I'm like, well, it did.
How old is this guy?
He would have been in his 40s.
Old enough.
Oh yeah. I mean, he had a family, kids, and everything. I mean, he was old enough. So
what do you do in that situation? What's your
then at that point, I went and called the buyer's agent. I said, okay, what are you guys looking for? And I think they said because it's been about 5 years. They either wanted 5 or 10 off the sales price. Called my guy and he said, yeah. Nothing else I can do.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And you're lucky that you're lucky that they even kept going through with it. Right?
Well, it was like I said, the day of closing for them. So, yeah, but we signed a concession.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think it was a concession giving them either 5 or 10 grand back, and called it a day. But I was just like, dude, what do you? We have this conversation. I very clearly ask, is there any evidence of water in the basement, or has there been any evidence of water in the basement?
I don't think they realize, and that's just a testament of like having like the lawsuit that could follow, right? Like if they, there's some, even if you for sale by owner, you still need to fill out a disclosure statement, right? Like, so you still need to fill that out. And that is, you could be pretty largely liable if there's things there that you don't know.
Well, people have gone to prison.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, they sold a house with a faulty furnace. The heat exchanger was bad, and it actually killed people.
Oh, I was gonna say, did the house fall on them? Yeah, because prison once people.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How much is the heat exchanger?
Oh, it's a whole furnace.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But that's something that we just were talking about too.
Unbelievable.
For the
so this is the downside of having my phone tied. Let me see
if I can block them.
It's on do not. I think it's on do not disturb. All right, and we are back on. There we go.
Yeah. So sellers disclosures. Since we're talking about that, if you do not fill them out, some sellers say they don't. I'm not going to fill it out. I flipped the property. I never lived in it. I'm exempt. No, you're not exempt. And the buyer, so if you don't fill out the seller disclosure form completely, and the buyer, the day of closing, decides, you never filled it out, I never signed that I accepted it, I want out, legally, buyers can back out up to the day of closing
if you don't have
because you never fill out the seller disclosures. And just because you put exempt doesn't mean you actually are exempt. So for the investors listening who think they flipped a house and they're exempt, legally you're still required to fill those out.
It's a pretty easy.
It's a
5-minute
check mark.
Yeah.
It really is. But where I was going at it's easy to make the checklist of who is exempt and who's not exempt. And the rule is this: if you've never had your name as owner and never lived in the property, you're exempt. Right? So I'll use my mom and dad's house as an example. I lived in the house. I lived in the house, but it's their house. When they pass away, the house goes into my name.
Oh,
And then I don't want the house.
Yeah.
Right? I got to sell it. I'm not exempt. I have to fill it out to the best of my ability. There's a line that says, when did you live in the house? I lived in it from 2000 to 2012. That's it. Right? But I have to fill the rest of it out to the best of my ability. If I know that there's been a water leak in there.
What'd you do? Sell them your house? Sell them your house? Or when did you?
No. He's
I'm
just
using
saying-
it as an example.
I was like, I'm doing
Total
bad. I was
example.
like, you're like 45 years.
Yeah.
Why were you still living with your phone? Or why were they living with you?
So,
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So, as an example, I would still have to fill it out. Now, if you passed away and you said Jerry's going to be the executor to handle all my stuff, it's my job to sell your property. I call Jordan, say I need to sell this house.
Yep.
I'm not on title, never held title to it, never lived in it. I'm exempt.
Right.
I'm just the executor.
I see.
So then you are.
I see that a lot with trustees.
But I would say you can also
trustees.
trust are exempt, and that's what I was gonna say. Even in his first example,
Yeah.
let's say they leave, his parents leave him the house in a trust. Now, he's exempt.
I'll tell you
His
what,
trusts
man.
are exempt.
I have those clients shopping in Monroe. They went and saw this place, and I had a random thought, but we were walking in the backyard, and there was a legion of ticks, yeah. So, but that wasn't like a deal breaker because you can do stuff about that. We can talk about the conspiracy theory next of the government unleashing ticks in Monroe County, but it was an estate, and so no disclosure statement, and the house it was good, it looked good, and then the neighbors were out, and we were literally getting ready to leave, and I was like, all right, hang on a second. I'll always, if there's neighbors out, it's worth the conversation, and because they will spill.
They'll
the
talk.
They will spill the beans, dude. And they told me everything. He's like, yeah. And the roof looked okay to me. I mean, it looked old.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. He's like, well, the only problem with this house is you can see it. And I was like, what? He's like, you see the roof? I was like, I see I see a little bit of a wave. He's like, dude, they've had people out here 4 times I went to that roof, and then finally, they came out and did it right. He's like, but I don't know what the inside looks like. I know they had a bunch of dogs and things, and the inside was rehab. So I called the agent, and I was like, what's up with this roof? She's like, yeah, they just spent $20,000 to get it right, because it was listed for a while.
Jeez.
And it was on where was this place? This was that road. This was that. No, it wasn't. No, it was the same day but different. And it was on 5 acres, like almost $400,000. And I was like, it's by all intents and purposes, it was nice. And then the neighbor started complaining. He's like, yeah, you guys don't have holding water. Your entire plot runs off into my backfield. And so I was like, well, sucks to be you, but works for us. I don't know.
So it drains well.
Yeah, it drains well. Absolutely. So, okay, we got another craziest story. Realtors, what are some of your funniest and or weirdest stories of things that have happened while showing a house to a client? So this is not exactly, we'll call it a client, but I'm going to zoom in. Boom. All right. One time I was selling a home. At the same time, another agent was selling the house next door. They were both on the market for less than a month. I'm going to fast forward through this. He sells a property next door. And then comes back a year later, he's selling in the same neighborhood and sees that the house that he sold is back on the market. He's like, that's strange. So when we walked...
No. 2 houses were for sale. He had one.
Yeah.
Another agent had another one.
Correct.
The house that was right next door went up for sale.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah. So when he was outside,
I
he
see.
saw his sellers or buyers.
I see.
Went over and talked to him. Was like, "Hey, what's up over here?" And then
Yeah. Okay. So I thought it was. Oh, I'm blocking you. So I thought it was. When we walked outside, just so happened the next door neighbor, my former client, that I sold the house to, was arriving home from work. So he's showing the house that he didn't see.
Yeah.
I see. I walked over, said hello, made small talk. Then I walked and asked what was the story in the home that was for sale. He got quiet, looked around nervously, and informed me that the husband of the couple shot himself in the head. It happened right there in that room where the shattered glass cabinet was. Why not move the cabinet out of the house. Like, that's what I'm like, what? And she smelled like a chemical-y smell. I don't know for sure. I extrapolated the glass was damaged during the suicide, and the weird smells in the home are related to a body and subsequent cleanup effort. Obviously, I told my clients pay attention here. I told my clients they still made an offer on the house. They said they weren't superstitious and that didn't affect their opinion. They offered what I considered to be a very fair price for the market at the time. That didn't suggest any type of discount due to the tragedy. I was stunned when the seller did not accept it. We moved on, found them another home. The house sat on the market for a year. Because sometimes and sold for less than the people that originally.
This is what I usually tell people.
So they think, oh, it's the first offer, I'll get a better one. No. Not necessarily.
Usually your first offer is, especially if you're talking a one-off situation like that where you got one offer, that's your only offer, and it's been a week, take it. Because chances are that is your best offer that you're going to get.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people, oh, no, I can get better, blah, 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 blah. Then they sit and wait. And,
Dude.
Well, nope, if there was better out there, they would have came and seen it, and they would have submitted an
Absolutely.
offer. So take it.
You know, I've been thinking a lot on people like our industry is so unanimously hated. I can't. Like,
we're right there with used car salesmen.
It's crazy, dude. I'm like,
Sometimes
why do
worse.
people so pissed? But then I was like, well, think about a planet or a world where realtors it is strictly, case in point, wholesalers. Perfect example of where the strong / slimy will thrive and the weak will get killed and eaten. Right? Imagine a scenario in which you've just got. I mean, people today cannot negotiate face to face.
No.
They suck at it.
Yeah.
They're absolutely off. They're terrified of it. They get nervous. They get social anxiety, whatever. And they're like, and so now you're expecting homeowner and home buyer to come up with some shit. Your friend who's like, hey, I was hoping that wouldn't happen today. Yeah, like, how many lawsuits would? At that point, then the pivot would be lawyers, right? Because then you're just,
listen,
you just
I would
make
tell
money
my
off
client,
that.
listen, you've put yourself in a huge hole because I'm not going to lie for you in court.
Yeah,
So if it gets to that point, you're on your own little island.
yeah, of course.
I'm not
Of
going
course.
to jeopardize my license over you because you have to remember, even though they are my client,
You're bound by
I'm
law. Of course,
bound to still tell the truth.
Of course,
I'm not going to lie for you.
of course. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I was just thinking. I was like, how? Well, and that was. When did real estate agents become a profession? When did it who saw fit to say, hey, you know what? You guys, you're not very good at this doing, or people are being taken advantage of, or people are being discriminated against.
Are you
or
talking
people
the
are-
real estate industry, or are you talking about the NAR, the National Association of Realtors,
let's say, when did the concept of
becoming licensed?
becoming licensed and requiring a license to help someone sell their property, and then therefore absorbing the agency and the fiduciary duty? Like, is it?
I think in the 20s, but I 100% could be wrong.
Okay, yeah, because what would that have looked like? I mean, you could have just been like, I mean, there was rampant racism, back in the before.
Well,
even
there
before
was
the-
100% racism, but it was illegal
Yeah. The illegal to
for certain minority groups to even own a home.
house.
So
Or women.
Yeah, depending on.
Oh.
So 1919.
60s, right?
I said 1920s.
1919,
That was close. That was good.
California became the first state to require a real estate license. From the 1920s to the
That's ironic.
1950s, other states followed. Before that, in the 1800s and early 1900s, you would have either lawyers, auctioneers, or local land agents. NAR was created in 1908.
NAR is just messing the game up. Are they in another? Did they settle on another lawsuit?
Yeah.
They
Well, Michigan,
dude.
Well, yeah. So there was a lawsuit in
That's-
Michigan that they actually won.
they won.
So that's the
That was
antitrust.
a couple weeks ago.
And the 1916 realtor term was officially created.
Yeah, well, realtor is different than a lot of people don't realize that. When we say
Yeah.
agent, just because they're an agent doesn't mean they're a realtor. Most likely they are a realtor, but yeah. So that's a pretty bad one. Do you have to disclose if someone dies in a house?
No.
No.
No. Even if it's a stigmatized house, we'll use like John Benet Ramsey, Amityville Horror, anything like that. The answer is no. However, you still owe truth to your client.
Of course.
So if they say if there is anything about the house, then you have to let them know.
These comments are.
But
does someone blowing their head out in the house have to be disclosed?
No.
That's a way to put it, I guess.
No.
Holy cow! This is another one. Are you guys ready for this? This is crazy. I was a first-time home buyer purchasing a townhouse. Townhouse from the 70s, pretty much nothing updated at all. I knew it was a fixer-upper. However, did you read this one?
No.
However, there was the oddest thing. There was a rectangle of carpet in the living room cut all the way down to concrete. The rectangle was about 3 by 6 foot. Anyway, at closing, I was about 90% done signing the mountain of paperwork when I decided to ask the seller, who came from out of town, hey, so what's up with that rectangle of carpet being out in the living room? Oh, that's where my wife rolled off the couch and died, he went on to say. Nobody realized she was dead for quite a while, so yeah, her body had to be cut out of the carpet to be removed from the house.
Oh my word! It's so
you're decomposing into this car, dude. I don't know. Oh man, that changes my sentiment on that. You're decomposing into the carpet.
Yeah.
It sounds like that one. Oh, what was it? Was it a TV star?
I can't.
Oh, just
get over
recently.
that.
No, it wasn't just recently.
It was. He died in the house and nobody knew for like 2 weeks.
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, the old guy.
But
And then his wife too. Didn't she like?
no. It's a different story or a different one I'm thinking of. But anyways,
but no, you don't have to tell. You don't disclose.
We actually were looking at a flip house in Romulus once. It was with Sean. Do you remember when Sean first started and he called us out and had us look? Excuse me. And so we're looking through this old house, and it's got hardwood floors, but there's a random like throw rug or carpet. Not even throw rug. It was like a chunk of carpet that they cut out and they threw on the wood floor. So we're like, what in the world? This is weird. We lift it up and there's blood stain underneath on the floor. And we're like, well, guess we know why the carpet's here.
This is a good one too. It says, I'm not a realtor, but it happened when I was selling my first house. It's one of the first showings we had. This is maybe for sale owner. So I was psyched to hear feedback so we could get the heck out of our starter home and move up in the world. I had 3 kids at the time, so hubby and I were still bundling them into the car when the agent and her client showed up. The client was a man in his mid-30s in a full 3-piece suit. Straight business. Probably just off work. After some small talk, the agent asked me casually, so do you happen to have any cats, do you? I explained that we have 1 cat, but she's indoor-outdoor. So I just shoo her out during showings. So she's probably just hanging out in the backyard somewhere. The man's face instantly goes white. He stutters. So it's around the house? Where is it? I told him, I don't know. She just goes under the deck over to the neighbor's house. He probably won't see her. I assume he had allergies. No. He turns on his heel without another word and does what I can only describe as a skip, jump, power walk combo into the driveway and down the sidewalk. It's at this point that his agent tells me he has a fear of cats. Even knowing they're around freaks him out. He never came back. I know I should have more sympathy for the guy, but the memory of him scuttling away from my house in full business attire. I wonder if he found a nice cat-free neighborhood to live in. I will say a rookie mistake I made one time was I drove out to Jackson almost. And we get there, and clients are there, and they're boys, and he's my boy and his wife, and she's like, "Yeah, no." I was like, "We didn't even go in." She's like, "There's a cemetery across the street." I was like, "Is that a deal breaker for you?" She's like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Boy, a Google Maps search could have saved us an hour." And I just didn't think that. I was like, I I didn't think to ask.
They're quiet, really.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I was like, well, you won't have to worry about noise, right? Yeah.
I always encourage my clients.
That is
Google Maps is
crazy.
a wonderful thing.
That is crazy.
Because you can look around. I mean, look at the neighborhood. Go to
Yeah.
Google Streets. Just look around. Because that works in a lot of cities, especially if there's railroad tracks.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't want to be by railroad tracks. Well, that excludes
Don't buy-
90%
yeah,
of
don't buy
Wyandotte.
Wyandotte. Yeah,
Right.
for sure. All right. Yes, there's several. I do have one more. There's one more in here that I wanna get to. This is that whole thread is outrageous. We should put that in the comments. Let's see here. I'm gonna screen share. This one is funny. You know, it's this unusual story. I had a home listed, and I was serving as a transaction broker during the during the escrow period. The seller asked if I had ordered a large tree to be removed from his home. The answer was obviously absolutely not. He was working from home and heard some noise outside. Upon investigating, so remind me, the seller asked. Upon investigating, he found a tree company in his front yard cutting down the very large tree to a stump in the ground. They claimed that a man named Jose had ordered it down. Jose had called them and met them at the property, showed them the tree which needed to be removed, and claimed to have just purchased the home. The tree company never verified his identity or ownership of the property. When I told the buyer what happened, he said the only reason he bought this house was because of that tree. Of course, it was quite the debacle. It nearly upended the entire deal. In the end, the buyer just wanted the seller to assign a right to go after the tree company. I'm not sure that's doable, but okay. Everyone closed. They all lived happily ever after. Oh, and the tree company never did figure out who was Jose, nor did they receive any compensation for their services. So that's
funny.
well, that's
Okay.
okay. Tree trimming's not cheap. Number one. Number two, like I guess I would never have thought if I own a tree company, I would after this, to verify that you even own the joint. Like I don't. My sister just had tree removes. I can almost guarantee that they didn't verify she owned the house.
So back in the day, we didn't have caller ID. And the only number that you had coming into your office was your main number, right? And then if you had 5 other lines, those would have been assigned to you randomly by the telephone company. We didn't even know what those numbers were.
Oh, I see.
Because you didn't have those
They'd
numbers.
vary.
It's not that they varied. It's just whatever number the phone company gave you was that second, third, fourth, and fifth number.
Gotcha.
So we knew if anybody ever called on those numbers, though they were wrong numbers. They were just wrong numbers.
Oh, I
right?
see.
Again, it wasn't caller ID. We just knew if line 1 wasn't lit up first, if anybody that called on line 2, 3, 4, and 5
I see.
just misdialed because those numbers
They were backup numbers.
It's not, and they were never published because we didn't even know them.
I see.
And you couldn't have said, "Oh, well, I called it last week on line 2. I'll just
course.
push redial."
Yeah.
We didn't have cell phones, so Tony, the other agent I was working with at the time, line 2 lit up. She was a cop comedian. She liked pulling practical jokes. So when she answers, instead of saying the name of the company, she just says hello, like it was her home.
Yeah.
And this guy on the other line goes, "Hey, is this so-and-so?" She said, "Yeah." He goes, "Do you still have that 72 Nova?" She said, "Yeah."
Oh my God.
He goes, "Man, would you ever sell it?" She said, "Yeah."
I'll need a deposit though.
No. He goes, "Would you take," and it was like $1,000 for it.
Yeah.
She said, "Come get it tonight." He goes, "I'll come with a tow truck right now." She said, "Okay, bye." Hung up the phone. That was it. We have no clue who this guy was. It's just he was showing up with a tow company to buy 1970 whatever Nova from somebody we have no clue.
Can you?
It was great.
Like you're just kicking it in your garage, and someone's yeah, we're here for the Nova. Here's the cash. What are you talking about?
Love to have been a mouse on the that room.
That is the crazy. That's funny. That's really because no one got harmed, right? Like they're just like no.
Except you had to pay for the tow truck.
Well, sure. Yeah, that's funny. That is funny. That's really funny.
That's good, clean fun.
Yeah, that's that.
They consider that fraud now because there's so many YouTubers and TikTokers trying to, they're making videos, but since it's frauding people, costing them money. Yeah, it's funny. Well, you just cost me money, and then there's people suing now, depending on what they do because it's quote unquote.
You know what,
fraud.
man? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I that's funny. Like I think that's.
It was
funny.
Oh, it's funny. I'm just saying there's a lot of people actually.
I don't know, man. I think
getting sued.
I think go get a lawyer. Yeah, chase that down. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Have fun.
Waste your time and
have
money.
fun. By the way, good luck with a $3,000 retainer. All right. Well, that's it as far as craziest tales from the trenches. Lots of stuff. Oh no. We talked about wholesaling, right? So Well, let's get into
Briefly.
it. Oh, we talked about it over. Yeah, we talked about it pre-show. So Jordan,
Yeah.
I think real estate's slow right now, and I think instead of helping people buy and sell houses, I'm just gonna go try to find, elderly couples who are maybe retiring and. Just help them. I mean, they maybe bought it in the 90s for $5,000, so I'll give them a healthy profit of $180,000, and its values at $350,000.
Yep.
Is that going to be lit? That's known as wholesaling, and that things are going to change in terms of how you can do that in Michigan. Can you tell us about that? First off, give us your credentials, please.
So, credentials.
El Presidente. El Presidente.
I'm
that's
past president.
Hey,
now.
former president.
Former president of the local association. No, we
still call all the presidents of the United States.
I know, which
presidents.
is weird.
I don't.
I'm
Mr.
not.
There should be
President.
there should be another.
Do
name
they
for
have
him.
to? Random question. If you have President Bush, President Obama, President Bush Jr. die? Is he still alive?
No, he's still alive.
Okay. President Biden and President Trump in a room. Do they all have to address each other by Mr. President, or are they just like, Joe, come on, man. All right, Donald.
Joe probably doesn't remember that he was president.
Donald. George, what are you doing over here, George? I think theirs, but like Mr. President. So tell us about Mr. President.
So we just had our broker meeting, and we had legal come down from Michigan Realtors, and so there's supposed to be a bill passing around August. Of course, we're expecting it to pass. There's nothing. Really no kickbacks showing it's not going to. But we're hoping to pass sometime this year, hopefully, like I said, in August. And essentially what it's going to do is wholesalers, right now you don't need a license, you don't need anything, you can just go wholesale. If this passes.
You can offer... in wholesale, this is important because it's one thing to negotiate a cheaper price, but they're not even taking occupancy of the house. They're saying, if a house is worth $300, I'm hustling Mrs. Jones, for $200 or $220, and you can. I talk to a lot of these guys, right? A lot of them they're like, I'll help you wholesale, and they believe, they have to believe in their heart that they are doing these people a service to just get it off their plate.
No.
No.
They believe it.
They
believe it.
I'm with you.
They have to believe it because who goes to work? Who's going to go to work every day believing that? Yeah, all right, Miss Boo. Like we're gonna take you. I can't wait.
I know one person.
Yeah, no. I would say there's a mix. I'd say there's some people who do it and they don't. But again, there's different types. I mean, you've got wholesalers that say, "Hey, your house is worth $225. I'll give you $200, and I'll go sell it to somebody for $220." And so, I mean,
that's a lot different.
That's a lot
different than your house $225. I'm offering you $160.
Yes.
And then the second you ink it, I'm then handing the paper to
Correct.
Jerry and saying, hey, I'll give me $200.
Yeah, they're just assigning that.
They're assigning it. They're assigning the debt, making a markup.
Except depending on what the markup is, I mean, I've seen some of them, and I'm like,
10%'s cool.
You're
I think 10%
essentially doing the exact same job as a real estate agent, and that's what I didn't understand before.
No, you're not.
In some cases, you're finding a buyer and you're finding a seller and you're putting them together.
Yes, in
In
some
theory,
cases,
yeah,
in theory.
that's what you're doing. But you're taking advantage of, and that's the difference between a wholesaler and a real estate
You're
agent.
taking a spread there. I remember I asked you this when I first got licensed. I said, hey, if I know the seller will come down lower and my buyers, and you're like, dude, no, you can't do that at all. Like you can't middleman. You can't middleman and make money off the middleman, right? So, and, because I think you're just thinking how can we make? I mean, there's entire industries where you arbitrage, right? You have arbitrage. But that is now you're dealing in a man, and it's the scale too. Like if I find you have something for sale, a generator, I find you a buyer. Hey, I'll buy it from you for $500. I'll sell it for $1,000. It's $500. It's not $50,000, right? And it's also not. You're dealing with these people who are border. I mean, because you call me up, they call me up all the time. Like, hey, I'll buy your house for $280,000. I was like, I will buy any house like mine you want for $280. Like, send them my way. Like, I'll buy them, right? You're not going to get it on me, but Mrs. I don't know why she's Mrs. Jones, Mrs. whoever who just lost her husband and is now and has no family and doesn't really know, they don't know. The cognitive decline is an aspect. That's where it becomes predatory, and that's who you're going to get it on most of the time. 10%, and I'll say 10% assignment. That is like, hey, we're helping them out. When you're offering these, it's 60 cents. It's 60. That's their formula.
Sometimes it's 50.
Yeah, or 50 cents, right?
Yeah. So wholesaling, you will not need a license if this bill passes, and not only
you will not now need a license.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, you will now need a license if you do wholesaling of any kind.
Yeah.
So if you I'm just assigning yet you still need a real estate license in Michigan. Of course, it's different for every state, but more and more states are starting to adopt this policy.
That's cool.
And two, there's going to be disclosure by the from the state that essentially says, you're getting taken advantage of. Are you sure you want to do this? The person that you're this person that's wholesaling is going to make a profit.
Not the buyer.
And so there's going to be a lot of red tape that wholesalers are going to have to get around, and they're going to have to be licensed. So now they're held to licensing laws, and that's going to be where the meat comes in. I know we were talking pre-show, and it's going to be, it's not, slap on the wrist if you do. I mean, if you're found guilty, it's going to be criminal felonies.
Right.
So it's not just, you're going to make $20,000, but here's $1,000 fine.
Right.
The attorney general's already said this is something that they're going to be looking out for, and especially people who are predatory, you're going to be facing criminal charges.
This goes back to what we've been saying. People, things happen for a time, right? Like things will get away for a time. And then there's our friend Richard's gonna have his. I mean, if that passes,
he's effectively done in Michigan.
How will that work unless he has his goonies take the hit? But
but the thing is he assigns them too. So his goons that he gets the assign, but then he goes and assigns them to somebody else.
He's not the end user of anything.
He's not the end.
That's
so
what
he would
people
still
don't. You could assign paper 4 times in a transaction.
So for him, for example, you find the house for 35, you give it to me for 38. I give you $3,000, and you're happy because you're some 20-year-old kid who just made some phone calls and made $3,000.
Yeah.
I go sell it to my investor for 70, 80 and pocket 30, 40. And you're over here praising me like I'm the best. Like, oh, thank you for giving me $3,000. Like, the dude just screwed you, made you do all the hard work, and 10x'd on your stupidity.
Sure.
Because you're too lazy to go find some other buyer that will actually pay.
Or they don't have the network, or you're in
Somalia.
Somalia.
Not joking.
Yeah. So can you tell you I think you should share that story about you going on Richard's live is crazy.
I think it's funny, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really funny.
I was on his live, our favorite person when it comes to this stuff. I mean, he's an absolute just idiot. Anyways, so I was on his live, of course, trying to get on a call with him like I normally am because I want to tell people how much of a scam he is. And in the process, he's on a call with somebody from our area in the Detroit area. And he's like, hey, this guy was like, hey, Richard, I've got a property. It's listed for 60. I can get it for 35. I've called the agent already. What do you think? Because that's what he does. He takes those calls on live, and verifies the information, sees if it's a good deal, not a good deal. So he's on there and he's like, oh yeah, it's this one on Myers in Detroit for 60 grand. So that's all he says. And he's like, oh yeah, dude, if you could get this, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. I'd even go up, blah, blah, blah. This is such a great deal.
What are those rent? Can I pause? I mean, that's even at list. 60,000 sounds cheap.
It's a multifamily.
What do they list out for? 900?
I mean, he
per unit?
He was saying, I think it was around 1,100 per unit.
Per unit.
But it needed a good 20, 30 grand in, and then not trying to be, I mean, you're in Detroit. Yeah. So take that into consideration.
Sure.
For
your investment.
Your investments and everything too. So anyway, so I called the listing agent and I said, hey, were you just talking to some guy? 35,000 is the number he threw out. And he's like, yeah. I said, go watch this guy's live. Gave him the, sent it to him. Said he's talking about your property right now, and he's talking about how he's willing to go up. And 35 is not even close to it, where their offer really is. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll go check it out. So he goes and checks it out. I'm still watching, and now he's and I'm typing too. Oh, here's the address, everyone, blah blah blah. Oh, and I just talked to the agent, and they've got an offer. So he goes, oh, well, if they've got an offer, then go bump it up to 50. Let's go 50 right now. Call him back.
So Paul, walk me through. Can I look up past lives?
No, not in TikTok.
Oh, it's TikTok.
So you can't see past
brave
lives.
New world here. Holy cow! So he's probably making money off TikTok then too.
Probably
because if you go live for 3, so hang on, walk me through. So he has an established time. So he's got a group of 20,000 teenagers. That are 2 groups.
No, 2,000. Not 20.
Okay. And they are actively searching.
Cold calling. They're calling Zillow. So he's got his class, remember, that he sells. So he basically tells them, go to Zillow or other websites. Here's how you call them, look them up, call them, or call the agent if they're listed. Look at properties that are 200 days, 300 days on market. He goes for multi families, and what he does is, okay, I can rent it out for this, and then once I rent it out for this, I'm going to go sell it to another investor who doesn't really know what they're doing.
I will say his formula is good.
Yeah,
his formula. I mean, it's
beefy. Formula, yeah. So sometimes he either assigns it when they're not rented out, or sometimes he'll actually purchase it himself now that he's got a little bit more money because he's got 2,000 idiots paying him $20 a month. It's 40 grand a month just for the people who pay him. Stop. So he would buy it or wholesale it to another investor. Like, hey, look, it's going to make $1,100 a month, 2 units, so it's $2,200. So that means you can buy it for X amount.
I get how he's making money. The mechanics of the live. So he's auditing. So okay, I'm live. Hey guys, look at me. Give me a necklace, and I'm live now. Show me your deals. They put the address in the chat. Or do they send them a pre-live, pre-show?
So calls, he's got these guys' cell numbers because most of them, if you're in his group, they're texting.
Okay.
So now, hey, here's the address. You look it up, and then on the live,
they're texting. So okay, wow, they're texting. Okay, I'm looking up the listing on Myers.
Yep. So I looked it up. Oh, this one looks good.
This one looks good.
Now let's call. So
and
now
he'll call the agent live.
He'll call. Well, and this one he called the peon, I'm going to call him peon, the peon who was talking to the agent. So that guy already talked to the agent, his peon, and said, I can get it for 35. But I don't have the money. I need you to tell me, yeah, it's a good deal at 35 because I don't know what I'm doing.
So it's interesting. If I'm the listing agent, if I'm going to say, like, we're going to, hey, would you guys do 35? Send it over. That's what I'm going to say. Like right now, like send it over. I'll present it.
Yeah.
Right. Unless it's like, or it'll be like, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like if there's a question, send it over. I'll present it. So he must have got verbal agreement or text agreement somewhere from somebody saying, yeah, we could do 35, which is crazy. But And then now, did Richard call the listing agent, or he told his goonie?
Yeah, he's like, hey,
to
this is what I'm paying you the $3,000 for. Call the agent back. We'll go up to 50. Blah 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 blah. Because I remember I went in
live.
And told,
So while he's live, and then he's looking at another one, and then Goonie comes back and
Yep,
says,
Goonie
"Hey,
said, hey,
you know, he
we
got
came
a
back
thumbs
in at
up."
50.
And then Jordan's in the chat, and it was like, actually, so you're texting in the chat. And now they have an offer.
Yeah. So because when I talked to the listing agent, he goes, well, they had their 35, but I've gotten another phone call since then, and we're working with that one too. So I mean, I don't need to be 100% truthful. I just go in it. It's pending. They've got another offer. You're too late. So he goes, and that's when he call him back right now. Tell him we'll give him 50. And just like that, I bumped his price up $15,000. I just think it was funny because I just want to make the guy spend more money.
The older I get, I've got a moral dilemma here, Jerry, and because you and I are alike in a lot of ways. In the age we live in, obviously we use tech, we go on podcasts and things. The amount of catfishing, like that is one big simulation of something that you are not. And you can make yourself, you can have an individual look like something that they are not through landing pages and market design and graphics and ads, and it can be one big nothingness, right? Like that's why Google and Facebook and things, like that is, and now you've got and all the while the home, they've got this entire, I don't know how I feel. I guess I don't know how I feel. And I've seen our friend go on and talk about, he's like in the age of the internet, but you're using. There's also, this is interesting too. He's how he'll say, I'll send proof of funds. Do you know how he gets that?
No,
They're wholesale.
I don't follow
it's
him.
Yeah, so it's just
you can get. There's a website, proof of funds generator.
Yeah.
How is that not fraud?
So
Well, it is.
How is
well,
that? How
it
how
is
is
because
that
I
not
looked it
fraud?
up. I went in and looked up. It's all you're doing is you're getting a hard money loan. That's all it is. So it's a wholesale, or it says it's a generator, but it's just a gimmick. I mean, you're
But
essentially.
it's not in his account. Are they actively giving him? Are they actually transferring the money? Because from what I understood, it was a hard money it was a proof of funds generator. Literally, like, give me your name, give me whatever, how much money you need to have, and they would simulate a faux screenshot.
So maybe that was something different than I didn't see.
If I understood it correct, because I understand a hard money loan, like I get that, but it would show, like, a hard money loan is going to show it coming in, going out. How is that not fraud?
Well, it would be.
Well, how can that not be prosecutable?
Because it's only fraud if you present it and then you don't close.
And
then again, it goes back to, I mean, not to be funny, Trump's a perfect example, right? They convicted him of the fraud, which is actually a joke, because in order for there to be fraud in the banking system, somebody had to be frauded.
It's got to be loss.
There's no loss. He paid him back early with interest, so how can you say that there was fraud? You can dispute the value of Mar-a-Lago all day long, but at the end of the day, he got paid, so there was no fraud.
Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And so that's insane. All right, well. All right, you guys. Well, that's it for this episode. If you have, your 5 acres is pending now, right?
Correct.
So far.
So far, yeah. If you are, if I have a client looking for a specific type of property, am I allowed to ask for that online?
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
now?
absolutely.
Yeah. So I have a clients there. They have a $330,000 budget, and they're looking in Monroe County, preferably Monroe County, ish, and for something that's, call it 3-bed, 1 bath, with some elbow room. Half acre to an acre, but with neighbors in sight. If that matches your description, right, and it's got to be move-in ready, they don't want a project. That's what they're looking for, and they're harder to come by than you would expect. Than you would expect with that price point. But But yeah, what do you guys got? You hunt for anything?
Sure.
Yeah, you got a
need a buyer.
multifamily in Detroit.
You need a buyer. Yeah,
need a buyer.
I bet you do need a buyer.
I need a buyer.
But are you? Well, you want to give a pitch? Is it coming on? Not yet.
No. I mean, everything's for sale for a price, but
Yeah.
I'd have to find something, and that's what you and I
Well,
talked
what are you
about.
looking for?
Something in northern Monroe County,
Mm-hmm.
close to 275,
Looking for your neighbor's house.
$500,000.
Yeah.
You
Oh, okay.
know.
Okay. $500,000. What type of land?
5 acres.
5 acres. Okay. So you still need land then. You still want.
I don't have to. I guess if the right house came along and it was only 2, but out there everything is either a 5 or a 10 acre parcel or more.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You don't have anything less than a 5.
What
typically?
What? How about you? What are you shopping for, Jordan?
Multifamily in Detroit. Anybody?
He's like,
No, really downtown.
No, he really does.
I do have one downtown, but he's not like he's like downtown.
yeah,
like,
that's
he's very
that same
strict on
one,
down.
right? Yeah.
He's around that half too.
Okay.
Jordan actually showed me a really, really nice one, like right across the street from, was it MGM?
Motor City. No,
Motor City.
If it was MGM, I think it might be worth it. But
And my first thought was, oh, that's an awesome Airbnb. But then we looked up Airbnbs, and there's like 5,000 of them in that general
it's
vicinity.
crazy how many
It's
Airbnbs
crazy.
in
In
Detroit.
Detroit?
Yeah.
I mean, because it was a 2-bedroom. It was new construction. It was a 4-unit, and it was like right across the street from Motor City. So
Yeah.
great location.
Okay.
And it was only, what, 7?
No, it was $899
Okay, $899, but still,
You're
not
talking
bad.
$900,000
for 4 units.
For a 4-unit
Two
in
beds
downtown
each.
Detroit. And it was like very modern, new construction. Beautiful.
It was-
I'm like,
yeah, it
dude,
was
you
just
could rent
built.
those out for $300 a night, easy. Oh, no. $150, maybe, a night.
Wow.
And I'm like,
So it's like
that's
essentially
stupid. I'm like,
hotel, and you're like
Yeah.
right across the street from
Motor
Motor
City,
City.
yeah.
And we were looking, and we're like, yeah, sure, maybe on special days when there's a concert or something, you might get a little bit more, but
Yeah.
don't count it.
That's crazy.
So yeah, we were thinking it was going to be like, ooh, this is a sweet one, and then oof, nope, maybe
Yeah.
not.
Holy cow.
No, there's a couple.
There's Airbnb generators too, in which
Yeah.
they can calculate like
oh, yeah, I love that.
how many days it'll rent out and the average price. That's a good tool.
It's called Air DNA.
Air DNA. That's it. Yep. Yeah.
but let's see,
That's a good. There's I was there was a time when we were looking at an investment property in Traverse, and we were using
Mm-hmm.
Air DNA, but. Do you want to talk about price tag up there? Dude?
Oh, Traverse City's crazy.
Airbnbs now are just-
ridiculous. Well, and
They're
I don't
oversaturated.
even think they're allowed in Traverse anymore.
There are cities that have stipulations
Yeah,
and
I
ordinances
think
against them.
Traverse was like, nope.
Gibraltar's one of them. Can't have one in Gibraltar.
Oh, really?
Gibraltar banned them.
Okay. I think Ann Arbor
There's
was
some
talking
trying to.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, Airbnbs, there's just so many of them now that even in the areas that were hot and they were making a lot of money, I mean, just like we said, Detroit, I mean, you thought it would be a good investment for an Airbnb, but there's just so many people doing it.
How do you feel about Airbnbs? Like
I'm indifferent to it.
as a consumer,
Go for it.
and with my kids, it's a no-brainer, right? Because they get space and everything. But it's like there's something about like, I just paid you for this house, and I'm paying a cleaning fee, and you want me to like, now I got to clean your place too? Like,
Well,
like,
they've changed a lot since I'm sure you've been, but yeah, I mean, they've gotten a little bit almost worse than hotels in some instances where, I mean, you got to take the sheets off, put them in, in the washer, and you
legit,
got to
dude,
make sure everything's washed, and don't do this and do this. And so in that case, I think that's where a lot of the Airbnbs got away from what their, I mean, the benefit of an Airbnb.
The value was it was a win-win when it first started. It was like, hey, I got this place. You ain't got it. You save quite a bit of money, and you get to stay like don't destroy the place, but you get to stay like now it's like.
Stay here, clean
there's
up
a
for me.
15-point checklist, dog. Like I cut the grass on your way, like clean the glass. I was like, wait, hold up, so.
It's crazy how much you have to do.
I mean,
now.
I use them all the time. I like them.
Yeah.
Because you have bedrooms, you have kitchens, you
The
have
kitchens
laundry
are really
facilities.
nice. The kitchens are
you know?
really, laundry is a good thing, especially for. I would say there's got to be. Like a time, like especially a week, man. Like
Well, they're
if you're
not
staying
beneficial if you're only going to stay there a night or
Yeah,
two
a
because of
night
the
or
cleaning
two.
fee that's
Yeah,
added on. But if you're
exactly.
staying there 5, 6, 7 days,
Yeah, it's almost a no-brainer. Yeah, still. All right, guys. Well, let us know if you want to buy or sell or want to know what your home is worth. We can help you with that. If you want to sell it for 60 cents on the dollar, we
Call
can
me.
help. Yeah, we can help you with that. We will certainly have you sign a bunch of disclosure paperwork.
Right.
Don't sell it to the kid on TikTok. And then well, I appreciate you guys. Any comments, drop it in, and we will see you next week on the next live.